Alaska Gold Concentrate. Yeah. What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Much appreciated. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Give me that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and subscribe as well? That way you don't miss any of my future content. Now, let's get on with it. Last weekend, we went out to the gold show out in Puyallup, Washington, the GPAA Gold Show, and we had a great freaking time. And while I was there, I was lucky enough to pick up a few bags of dirt, and we're going to go through one of those here today. It's from Adventures in Prospecting Mining Supply. They're out of Oroville, California. Show you their card. And you can check them out on their website, adventuresinprospecting.com. Guess they also have a YouTube channel or a channel they produce, prospectingchannel.com. Is on the back of their card. So check that out as well. But what we're looking at here today is a $100 bag of Paydirt that I picked up off their table at the Seattle Gold Show. And it's a nice heavy bag. I don't really have a detail page on it because I picked it up in person. He sells these at the gold shows, and he will occasionally have them available through his site. So if we wind up liking what we see here and we're happy with what we get and you want to pick one up for yourself, reach out to him and he can probably hook you up. Now, like I say, walked up to the table, boom, Paydirt. Said Alaska Gold on it. Alaska Gold Concentrate. So, there we are. It's in your standard Mylar bag. This one is not heat sealed. It is zipper closed. Not that it's shipped or anything, but even if he's shuffling stuff around at the gold show, these things can pop open. I would still recommend having a heat seal on them. But other than that, it's dirt in a bag. And we're going to go through it right here. So stick around while we shake this out, check it out, and find out what kind of gold we can get. So don't go anywhere. All right. So let's take a look at this dirt first before we try classifying it out. Because it may be small enough that we don't even need to classify it. It's looking like it. All I'm seeing is small and medium and some big pieces of sand. So far, no boulders, no big rocks. Not seeing any big chunks of gold flying out either, but you usually don't see anything when you're pouring the bag out. Unless there's a big ass nugget. Get some air in here so I'm not breathing all this dust in. Alright. That all cleaned up. So let's take a look. So we got basically just some brown sands from small to small pebbles. I don't use that word enough. Pebbles. But there you go. I think maybe I'll classify just to get the larger pebbles out of the way. Now I'm going to use that word all the time. Pebbles, pebbles, pebbles. Get these small pebbles out of the way. And at least that way, it's a little bit classified. We can kind of split it up like that. Now, of course, we're going to run the plus 10 stuff. There could be some big pebbles of gold in there. I'll never turn down a pebble of gold. Shit. All right. Now it looks like this. The same, but smaller. And I don't want to sit here all day classifying. So you know what? I think that's going to be good. We got the bigger stuff classified. Oh, hello. Boom. Like I say, we're going to run that. And that's why right there. Big old chunk. Look at that chunker. Hell yeah. Well, shit. Let's put that. Ding. Right there. I was just sifting through. That's probably the only really big piece I'll find. Maybe. But we'll run it. Think anything would have popped out at me, but I'm not going to chance it, knowing that we've seen that one in there. There may be another, and hopefully it'll get caught up in the sluice. Probably, because it is the dream mat. So, I'm going to put this in a pan. We'll check it. Oh, you know what? Come back down here. Because we forgot to see what kind of magnetics are in here. Got them sands, soft sands, medium sands. And from the look of this material, I expect that there's going to be a fair amount of the black sands in here. And there you go. A little bit of magnetics. Let's get the big magnet. See, one of the items that I saw at the gold show was that spin it off. And I want to get one of those things. I didn't pick one up. I should have, because it was only like $100. But I wouldn't mind checking one of those things out. Seems pretty efficient at getting rid of the black sands out of your materials. Alright, so there you go. Not a whole lot. Go back for it, and there's not a whole lot more. So I don't expect that there's going to be too much of a challenge of this dirt. There's just a lot of it. I would say there's probably about 5 pounds of material here. There was no amount guaranteed on the bag or anything. It was just a bag full of dirt. So, and it was pretty well packed because there's a decent amount to go through. So we're going to do that now. We're going to fire up this sluice and get us some shiny. Stick around. All right, we got our dirt all ready to go. We're gonna fire up this sluice, start running the dirt. Nice fresh water in here. Dirt is really dusty, so I expect probably going to mucky up the water a little bit. Huh. Dirt is dirty. Let's get a spoon. Let's go to work. that's pan number 1, the +10 stuff. Easy peasy. Let that run for a minute. And then we'll go through the rest of this stuff. Whole lot of material here. It's going to take a while, so I'll probably just speed the video up. And maybe I'll do an ASMR one of it, just for the people who like to listen to the sluice. But alright, we are ready to do. So we're going to speed things up and then cut to the end of it. So don't go anywhere. Cool this beast down. Let's go see what we wound up getting. Come on. All right. Zoom in so you guys can see. Definitely some gold in there. Once we get it out and clean it up, we'll see how much. But I'm seeing gold at least up through the gold zone. I don't see anything past that, so I think we're good. There's your gold, baby. Lots of little pieces. Little itty bitty. Some fines. Not too much fines, but a little bit. And then that big old picker. So, not too shabby. We'll get this all sucked up, cleaned up, dried up, and weighed out. Find out how much our $100 wound up getting us back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, we're back. We got the gold all dried and cooled down. Alaska Gold Concentrate from Adventures in Prospecting Mining Supply. Let's see what we wound up getting. Fire up that old scale. Miner Bob and the ass are hanging by, ready to oversee the operations. Alright. Chunk. Now, aside from the other little pieces that are in there, that big old chunk there is weighing in almost at 3/10 of a gram. Wow. Well, all right. What we wound up getting for our $100 bag of dirt was 0.511 grams of gold. So just a hair over a half of a gram in a $100 bag of dirt. I'll take a few pictures up close, and then we'll get back here with my final words and ROI. Okay, welcome back. So, we went through that dirt. We found us some gold. Let's talk about the dirt first. The dirt was sands, pretty much all sands, no boulders in there. Just a few little pebbles that were above the 10 mark, 10 mesh. It was a fair amount of material. I will give them that. The bag was full of dirt. Now, not a lot of magnetics in there, so you won't find too much trouble there. If you're going to buy a bag of this stuff, I would definitely recommend going through it slow, because it's a lot of sand. So you want to make sure that you're not losing your dirt to the bottom of the pan and not realize it. Or your gold. And yeah, I would say anybody going through this, novice, even beginners, probably won't have too much of a trouble with it. But let's talk about the gold. We found ourselves 0.511 grams of gold, which is about a little bit over a half of a gram. Well, let's just go ahead. Well, I'll tell you about the gold first, and then we'll do the values and all that. So the gold itself mostly was a bunch of little pieces, little mesh pieces. Not a lot of ultra fine stuff. There was a few pieces of that in there as well, but not an overwhelming amount. It was mostly, like 30 mesh gold, pretty easy to get. Some of it had a little bit of a roundness to it, so they wanted to roll around some. So if you're going to go through, make sure you backpan the backpan again to catch any gold that might have slipped by you and found itself at the bottom of the pan. You don't want to miss any of that. In addition to that, we found a nice picker, nice big thick picker. Pretty cool. Not too bad. Let me get my face out of the frame here so it'll focus. So that was pretty cool. You saw a picture of it a moment ago. But overall, let's do the whole ROI thing. Boom! We paid $100 for the bag. we found about a half a gram of gold, which isn't too much for a $100 bag. You would definitely expect much more than that, more around the 1 gram mark, at least. But that half gram has a today value of about $33.63. Gold hasn't shifted a whole lot from last weekend, which is when I picked this bag up. So what we wound up getting ourselves is a 33% ROI. And that, my friends, is kind of at the bottom of my scale of what I'll recommend as even being decent dirt. 33% ROI is kind of poor. There's definitely much better dirt offerings out there. For a $100 bag of dirt, I would expect at least a gram of gold in there. In fact, I thought the guy had said there should be around that, a gram to a gram and a half. But my $100 got me back about a half a gram of gold, which I got another 2 bags in here that cost me $30 each that are probably going to give me just as much gold as this $100 bag got me. So, you know, just based on what I picked up there at the gold show from the vendors that were available, this is probably going to fall on the bottom end of So it was an experience. I got some dirt that I've never done before, because that was kind of unique to this material. I hadn't seen that before. But overall, I would probably pass this one up if I saw it at the gold show again, just because it didn't really live up to the value. 33% is really at the low end. There's much better offerings out there, but it was a decent experience. So there's that. If you want to check them out and see what other products they have, feel free. I'll put the link down below for you guys. They may have some other Paydirt offerings that might be a little bit more appealing, but you can check that out for yourself. Either way, this is Dig Daddy, signing out from the shed. I just want to remind you all, go check out thebackyardprospecting.com. Head over to the Prospector shop for any of the cool things that I'm putting on for sale. Also head over to my Teespring shop if you want to get yourself a sweet backyard prospecting shirt like mine, a wall hanger like that, or even some of the other material I have, the Mooch merch, and the Gold Digger stuff. So go check that out on Teespring. Links also somewhere around here. I'm sure you're smart people. You can find it. Otherwise, this is Dig Daddy, and I'm signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, catch you in the backyard. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.